Hello, Peter here, your Pinoy accountant. So in this video, mag-example naman tayo ng 1701Q for the second quarter, and this time, those availing ng itemized deduction. So yung key lang kapag itemized deduction is may mga valid invoices yung ating mga kiniklaim na mga expenses or allowable items for our income tax return. So dapat yung invoice is nakapangalan sa inyo, and then naka-indicate doon ng inyong tax identification number or yung TIN ninyo. And pati na yung business address na din ninyo is naka-indicate dun sa invoice. So that in case na if ever ma-audit man tayo ng BIR, is may supporting yung ating mga expenses. So allowable itemized deduction. So kailangan valid yung invoice and the expense should be ordinary, ayan, and necessary. Pag hindi ordinary, pag sobrang ano na siya, super laki ng expense na kine-claim natin at hindi siya necessary, kahit may invoice pa kayo, pwede pa din yan i-disallow ni BIR. So, ordinary, necessary, and dapat may invoices. So, yan yung mga requirements so that valid yung ating kine-claim na expenses. So, eto, ipapakita ko lang sa inyo, again, yung key dito to fill out your 1701Q na mas madali is we should summarize. We should summarize our data. So, kapag itemized deduction, yung na-add lang dito is isa-summarize na natin yung ating expenses. So, number one, is-summarize natin yung ating sales or yung fees or our service revenue. If you are, mga virtual assistants, ayan, freelancer, at kahit anong business pa na any type of business na that you have, I mean, pwedeng ito yung format na gamitin ninyo. Summarize yung sales. And then number two, kapag itemized, so ito yung key important, I mean, kapag itemized deduction kayo is i-summarize nyo din yung expenses ninyo. So, yung supplier invoices ninyo, kailangan na equal dun sa ating na naka-record sa books, our cash disbursements book. And at the same time, yung ating kiniklaim na expenses is same na amount nandun sa income tax return. Ayan. So, third is, again, isa-summarize lang natin if ever applicable, may mga 2307 tayo. And if may mga payments tayo sa previous quarters because kailangan natin yung data na yan to complete our 1701Q. Ayan. So, ito na yung ating na-summarize ng mga figures sa sales. So, again, yung sales natin is coming from your cash receipts book or the cash receipts journal. Ayan. So, i-summarize lang yan monthly, January, February, March, and pwede din per quarter. I-total nyo din per quarter so that mas madali natin, mas ma-compare natin yung data and yung figures. I mean, mas madali natin ma-compare if tama ba. Ayan, so cash receipts journal, yan yung data natin or source ng data for our sales. And then, for our expenses naman, usually yung ginagamit na books dito is the cash disbursements book. So, pakita ko lang sa inyo yung cash disbursement book. So, yung cash disbursements book natin, actually, nakapattern na to based dun sa mga line items na pwede natin i-claim dun sa ating 1701 sa annual ITR. So that mas easier na natin i-transfer yung data kapag sa annual na. So ito yung mga usual na mga expenses na allowable. Ayan, mga amortizations, ayan. So nakalagay lang dito. But ito, taxes and licenses, especially if ano tayo, itemized deduction is ito yung mga business permits and yung wag niyong kalimutan yung ating mga percentage tax or the 2551Q is ano yan, pwede natin, it's allowable deduction. So pwede natin i-claim yan as an expense. And then, ano pa yung usual dito? Professional fees. If, for example, may bookkeepers kayo, ayan. And other, if may mga lawyers, ayan. Yan yung mga example ng professional fees. And then, dito sa other expenses, mostly dito na naka-lump yung other na mga usual na expenses incurred. So, yung example natin for today is mga freelancers. So, usually yung mga freelancers, ito yung mga common na mga expenses natin. We have the internet and the communication. Ayan, mga internet from PLDT. And then, yung software na subscriptions natin, kagaya ng Canva, ayan, ChatGPT, usual na mga tools na ginagamit natin as a virtual assistant, ayan, Zoom Pro, ayan, and then, usual, ano pa yung mga other na mga subscriptions niyo. It could be may mga video editor, video editing tools kayo na subscriptions. So, pwede nyo yan i-claim as your expense. Provided na yung invoice is nakapangalan sa inyo. Again, you should notify yung mga ano ninyo, suppliers, na yung invoice should be under your name. And then if you're having business here, they would ask your, for example, your TIN. So, you should give those details to your suppliers. And then, other examples, ito mga office supplies natin, which is common naman, mga bond paper, ayan. And then repairs and maintenance, for example, may mga kailangan tayong repair sa ating example na to usual is sa ating mga laptops, ayan, na ginagamit for our freelancing work. Ayan. So, ito yung common expenses. So, again, sinummarize lang natin to monthly. Ayan, kita nyo, may total tayo January, February, and March. And then, per quarter na din, sinasummarize ko din so that mas madali ko compare yung mga figures. Ayan. So, ito yung mga common expenses. Again, i-summarize natin monthly and quarterly. So, ito yung mga category again, nasa taas lang naka-indicate. And then, ayan, so may summary na tayo ng ating expenses. So, ilalagay natin to ngayon dito, monthly, ayan. So, ito yung 90,050. Makita ko lang sa inyo, January. So, ito yung total ng expenses natin. Expenses for January natin is ito, taxes and licenses, 10,000. And then may professional fees tayo na 2,000. Ayan. And the other expenses, internet and communication, 3,000. So, software subscriptions, 2,550. And the office supplies natin is 1,500. So, yung total niyan is 19,050. So, ganun din sa Feb, yun din yung gagawin natin. I-total niyo yung mga ating allowable itemized deduction or yung mga expenses. Ayan. So, yung total ng Feb natin is 7,550 and the March is 11,950. So, total ng first quarter natin is 38,550. So, sa second quarter, yun din yung gagawin natin because ito yung data na kailangan natin for the 1701Q na second quarter. So, sales, again, i-summarize natin April, May, and June. So, yung total ng ating second quarter is 345,000. And then sa expenses naman, April natin is 7,550. Same with May, 7,550. And June natin, 18,400. So yung total na expenses natin for the second quarter is 33,500. And then yung if may mga CWT kayo or 2307, you can claim that it's like an advance payment na din ng tax natin because ima-minus yan if ever may mga tax dues tayo. So usually, yan, hingin niyo yung 2307 so that yan yung proof natin if ever i-claim natin siya as tax credit natin. So again, and then next is the payments naman. If may mga payments kayo ng previous quarters, kailangan niya din yung data niyan. So in our first quarter, wala pa tayong payments. So sa second quarter, ito yung i-compute natin in today's video. So from here, may data na tayo. So pwede na natin i-open yung ating EBIR form and then ita-transfer na natin itong sales data natin and the expenses doon sa EBIR form. And yung nakaganda sa EBIR form pala is automatic niya nang kino-compute yung tax due. So hindi niyo na kailangan i-manual compute using the tax table. So ito, let's open our EBIR form. So ito, na-open na natin yung ating EBIR form. So input nyo lang yung profile niyo, yung TIN niyo and other details, I mean. So yung details ito you can get from your certificate of registration. So ito, lagay na natin yung TIN. So if this is your second time of using this, na-save na yung ating profile. So hindi nyo na kailangan i-input yung other details. So yan, nakalagay na yung ating details, ating profile. Double check nyo lang kung ano yung may mga missing na information or mali na information. So from here, ayan, list of BIR forms. Ayan, piliin natin is 1701Q version 2018. And then click itong fill up na button. Then click nyo OK. So ayan, mabilis lang siya nag-load. So ito, let's start. I-zoom ko lang so that mas makita niyo yung figures. So, this is the 1701Q and yung ipa-file natin for today is the second quarter. So number 1 for the year 2026, ayan. Quarter, second yung piliin natin and then amended return. No, because this is not an amended return. So number 4, pwedeng 0 lang yung ilagay nyo dyan because if may mga attachments, again, through EAFS na yung gamit natin. So, let's proceed part 1. So, i-double check nyo lang yung background information nyo kung ano yung mga missing pa dito. So, the TIN, nandyan na nakalagay. The RDO code, nandyan na din. So, dito tayo sa number 7. If you are freelancers, ayan, mga doctors, ayan, mga other professionals, ayan. So, professional yung pipiliin natin. So, mga virtual assistants, ayan, professional yung ating, we are considered as other professional. So, professional yung pipiliin natin. And then, number 8, ayan, so, income from profession and then graduated IT rate. So, ito yung pipiliin natin because mag-itemize deduction tayo. So, ito yung piliin natin. Income from profession, graduated IT rates or graduated income tax rates. And then, let's proceed. Number 9, nakalagay na yung ating filer's name. The registered address, nandyan na din. Zip code, ayan. So let's proceed. Dito na tayo sa date of birth, the month, the day, and the year. Ayan. So just follow the format. And then email address nakalagay na din. So dito tayo sa citizenship, Filipino. Ayan. And then 14, foreign tax number if applicable lang. So in most cases, hindi yan nag-apply sa atin. So leave it blank. So number 15, yung claiming foreign tax credits. So no yung pipiliin natin. So number 16, ayan. So automatic nyo na pinili graduated rates per tax table. And 16A, so yung example natin for today is the itemized deduction. So ito yung pipiliin natin. And then let's proceed. Part 2, background information on spouse. If applicable lang, if you would be magjo-joint filing kayo ng spouse ninyo, or if may income din yung spouse niyo, lagay nyo lang yung details niya. But if ever wala siyang income and hindi naman kayo magjo-joint filing, you can leave it blank lang. So, ayan. So, for example, wala tayong ilalagay na details on our spouse. So, let's proceed. Part 3, ayan, wala pa tayong figures because kailangan pa natin yung data, the sales, and our expenses doon sa ating page 2. So, let's proceed. Click nyo lang tong next na button. Ayan, so page 2 na tayo. So sa pinakataas, dito tayo sa Schedule 1 for graduated IT rates. So yung sales natin, revenues, receipts, or fees, ayan, net of sales returns, allowances, and discounts if applicable lang. So let's balikan natin yung ating Excel so that we'll have the figure kung magkano ba yung ating sales for the second quarter to ha. So this includes the April, May, and June na sales ninyo. Ayan, so for our April, May, and June, yung total natin na sales is 345,000. So ito yung amount na ilalagay natin doon. So sales, 345,000. So less cost of sales or cost of services. Usually kapag services tayo, example natin is freelancers tayo, is zero lang yung ating cost of sales or cost of services. Usually nag-a-apply to if ever mga merchandise yung binebenta natin. And if malalaking ano na kayo, service provider, but mostly yung mga freelancers, ayan, yung mga expenses natin is hindi na natin ina-allocate kung ano yung cost of services niya. But instead, lahat yon is ilalagay natin sa allowable itemized deduction. So, zero lang yung ilalagay natin dito. So, that would give us our gross income from operation na 345,000. So, dito na tayo sa 39. So, the allowable deductions or allowable itemized deduction. So, balikan natin yung ating Excel. So, for the second quarter, yung allowable expenses natin is 33,500. So, ito yung amount na ilalagay natin doon. So, 33,500. Ayan. So, 40A, hindi to applicable sa atin because this is for the OSD. So, yung net income natin for this quarter is 311,500. So, that is just your gross income less the allowable itemized deduction na 33,500. So, our net income is 311,500. So, let's proceed. 42, ayan, taxable income, loss previous quarter. So, i-check nyo yung na-file ninyo na first quarter na 1701Q. Yung figure na yan is makikita nyo sa number 45. So, that is your total taxable income to date nung first quarter ninyo. So, open natin yung ating 1701Q na first quarter. So, ito yung ating na file na 1701Q na first quarter. So, let's look for the figure or for the amount. Ayan, let's proceed sa number 45. Ayan, total taxable income or loss to date. The amount is 109,450. Ayan, i-zoom ko lang so that makita ninyo. Ayan, taxable income to date, that is number 45 ng inyong 1701Q ng first quarter, and the amount is 109,450. So, ito yung amount na ilalagay natin doon. 109,450. Ayan. So, let's proceed. 43, non-operating income. If applicable lang, but in most cases, zero lang yan. And then 44, if you are a partner ng isang GPP. So, in most cases, zero lang yan. So, that would give us the total taxable income to date. So, this includes na nung first quarter and the second quarter. So, total taxable income to date is 420,950. So, inad na natin yung previous quarter. So, the tax due on that, so yun na-mention natin kanina, kapag EBIR form, ayan, automatic yan ang kinompute, 26,690. So, that is based doon sa inyong tax table. So, pwede nyong i-double check yan. Yung figure dito sa table 2, pwede nyo itong gamitin. So that is the over 400,000 but not over 800,000. So 22,500 and then plus your 20% ng excess ng 400,000, I mean. So that would give you 26,690. So yan yung ating tax due. So let's proceed. Schedule 2, hindi to applicable sa atin. This is for the 8%. So let's proceed. Schedule 3 na tayo, tax credits or our payments. So number 55, ito prior use excess credits. If applicable lang, so i-double check yung annual ITR ninyo ng 2025. If may mga overpayment kayo, usual na pinipili doon is to carry over the next quarter or the next taxable year. So example, wala tayong overpayment ng 2025. So zero lang yung ilalagay natin dito. So number 56 na tayo, tax payment for the previous quarters. So wala pa tayong payments nung first quarter. So i-double check nyo again if may mga payments kayo nung first quarter or previous quarter. First quarter pa because this is the second quarter. So i-double check nyo yung Maya ninyo or MyEG yung gamit ninyo if may mga payments kayo. For the income tax, iba yung sa percentage tax. Hindi yung percentage tax yung ilalagay dito. So yung iba kasi nako-confuse. So for the income tax payments lang ito. So previous quarters, zero lang tayo. So let's proceed. 57, the CWT or 2307 for the previous quarter. So again, i-double check nyo sa ating example, may 500 tayo. So double check nyo yung first quarter niyo na na-file or i-double check nyo yung printed, yung actual na 2307 ninyo if you have. So let's proceed. 58. So again, this is the 2307 naman for this quarter, the second quarter, April, May, and June. So i-double check yung printed niyo na 2307 kasi you should get the copy from your income payer if ever may mga mga withhold na payment sa inyo. So in our example, ayan, may 1,000 tayo na example for this quarter. So let's proceed. 59, tax paid return previously filed. So hindi to amended return. So zero lang yan. And then 60 and 61, usually itong foreign tax credits and other tax credits or payments ay hindi to applicable in most cases. So zero lang yan. So that would give us itong total tax credits or payments natin na 1,500. So ito lang yung total ng ating 2307 for the first and the second quarter because wala pa tayong payment ng first quarter. So ito, 1,500. So yung tax payable natin is 25,190. So that is just the tax due na 26,690 less the itong ating tax credits and payments na 1,500. So yung nabanggit natin kanina yung 2307 is like an advanced tax payment na din because ima-minus yan sa inyong tax due. So giving us itong tax payable na 25,190. Ayan, so let's proceed. Penalties na tayo. So penalties natin is wala pa tayong surcharge, interest, and compromise because within the prescribed period pa tayo ng pag-file nating second quarter. Pag beyond na ng deadline, ayan, that's the time na yung RDO natin mismo yung magko-compute ng ating penalty. So, kaya as early as now, before the deadline, ayan, so mag-submit na tayo ng ating 1701Q for the second quarter. Again, yung deadline niya is August 15. So, malapit yung deadline ng ating second quarter. So, mag-file na kayo na ngayon so that iwas penalties na din. And then, let's proceed to the page 1. So, ito yung figure natin, total tax payable. So, may figures na siya. Review lang natin, tax due again, 26,690. Less tax credits and payments, 1,500. So, that will give us a tax payable of 25,190. And penalty, zero pa. Wala tayong penalties. So, yung total amount payable natin is 25,190. And the aggregate amount payable is same because wala tayong spouse. And the amount is 25,190. So, again, I think we are done. So from here, ayan, click natin yung validate na button to check if may mga figures ba tayong na-missed out. Click yung validate. Ayan, validation successful. Okay. And then save ninyo. Ayan. So that yung if ever ma-close yung ating EBR form, suddenly ma-close siya, at least na-save pa ninyo inyong yung mga figures na na-input ninyo. And then print ninyo so that may final may copy kayo nung na-submit niyo because ito na yung isasubmit natin. Pwede nyo nang i-print yan. And then, the last step na isa-submit final copy. Ayan, click natin. So, please ensure that you have internet. So, usually yung nagfe-fail is kapag walang internet or mabagal yung internet. So are you sure you want to submit? Click nyo yung okay. And then lalabas yung the revised terms of service agreement. So ayan, you can read it here and then click nyo yung okay. Pag click nyo itong okay, dalawang scenario lang again that could happen. It's either failed or success. So kapag failed yung ating pag-submit, i-click nyo lang yung submit final copy until such time na magpa-prompt yung submit successful. So ito, click natin itong okay. Ayan, so nag-pop out na 'tong, submit successful. So, puwede niyong i-screenshot 'to because, puwede niyo din 'to i-consider as your proof of submission or proof of filing because sometimes yung, tax return receipt confirmation ay hindi nase-send sa email. So, at least may other proof kayo na nakapag-file kayo. So, from here, ayan, i-check yung email niyo because mag-e-email sila ng tax return receipt confirmation email. So, usually niyan, within the day, 2 days. So, others, they receive mga 3 days, 5 days. So, depende. So, mas better talaga if early tayo mag-submit so that if ever delayed, we can verify with our RDO kung na-submit ba or na-receive yung ating 1701Q. So, we can check with our RDO or pwede nyo din i-email yung BIR so that ma-double check nyo if successful ba yung ating pag-submit. So, from here, ayan, if may mga payments tayo due, you can pay online naman using the MyEG. Ayan, or the Maya, pwede din Maya, and other BIR channel payments. So, after payment, ayan, i-save nyo lang, keep a copy, yung nabanggit na kanina, yung na-file ninyo, and yung proof of payment ninyo, i-keep din kayo ng copy so that may file kayo, pwede nyo balikan yung mga files ninyo. So, ayan, so yun na ating video for today. Nag-sample lang tayo kung paano ba yung 1701Q second quarter ng nag-a-avail ng itemized deduction. So again, yung key lang ng itemized deduction is dapat yung ating i-claim na itemized or allowable deduction, dapat it is ordinary, necessary, at covered ng valid invoices. So ayun. So yun na ating video for today. If may mga tanong kayo, just comment down below. And if you would want to download, may mga templates tayo, you can go to our website www.pinoyaccountant.com/download. And if you would want to send your support, ayan, super thank you sa mga nag-send ng support, sa mga nag-like, sa mga nag-comment, ayan, sa nag-share ng ating videos. Super thank you. You can go to our website again, www.pinoyaccountant.com/download. Ayan. So again, thank you very much and I'll see you in our next videos.